I'm taking a twilight stroll through my garden, my front yard. I usually show you. Going to be super high this whole entire week. Apparently this is going to be one of the hottest weeks of the summer, which is kind of uncharacteristic. Usually July is the hottest, but here we are in August. Every year is a bit different. Every year gets a little bit stranger. I've got plants on my face. Yes, I look like I've been through it today because I have been through it. I got a new vacuum for the pool, a little cheesy cheap vacuum I got. It works perfectly. Amazing. I wanted to show you my pepper project, how it's going, and update you on it. Look at this. I have a whole giant, I know the guys have their class going on, boxing, but it's all the way down past those blue balls. And I've got different peppers in each bin. So I've got sriracha, look at them. These beautiful Apaches. These are a nice little hot pack little pepper. If you just need a little zap up and hot, that's the one. These are called, this is a super cool pepper that I've got this year. This is called a confetti pepper, or yes, confetti. And it's a sweet pepper, and they go all the way to red, but they start off stripy green, and they've got this gorgeous variegated leaf. I've never seen a variegated leaf on a pepper. They're fantastic. I've got some Big Berthas, of course, Thunderbolts. I've got Kibitz Yellow. They're just starting to turn yellow. Can you see? Lovely. And these guys are a snack pepper. They're about ready to pick. I've got some hot jolokias and some habaneros. They're ready to go. These are purple marconis. I love these. Look at that color. They're just glorious. These are Ancho San Luis. They're a little bit bigger than the ones that fell off earlier in the week. We're going to have a huge rainfall tomorrow. That's why some of these look a little bit scraggly. I'm trying to hold off on watering. Water is so very expensive these days. It's bananas. So anyways, pepper project. Let me just go down the line and show you. I wanted to show you this really cool one I've got here. This is called a Thunder Mountain Longhorn Chili. Now look at these fantastic peppers. They're going to turn red. They are the coolest. I've got some peppers from all over the world. All sorts of peppers, man. Oh, I've got a couple bins of onions. You'll see a tomato plant or two. You'll see an eggplant or two. And the rest mostly are peppers. So this is my pepper project. Now this really expanded my growing ability in that this is not a garden. These are just boxes I bought at the dollar store. Drilled some holes into the bottom, put some cool mulch in the bottom, and filled them up with some nice, beautiful potting soil. And I had to worry about what was going to be the best thing to plant here. It's hot in the driveway. The morning sun comes over here, right? That way. But come mid-morning, it's already on this other side of this fence. And then it gets the sun the whole rest of the day. And then I've got my potted plants and stuff like that. But it's really, really dry just this last week, which is funny because we had rain for like a month straight. It was unbelievable amounts of rain. When I looked in the forecast this last week, it said that we would not have any rain for at least a 10-day period. And then I just got a weather alert saying we're getting thunderstorms tomorrow morning through evening. So we're going to have some nice rain. I'm trying to hold off on watering the vast majority of everything. I'm just watering the things that are least happy. I have a new little nasturtium. That's called an Alaska mix. I love this little peach color. I love nasturtium. They're such a great permaculture plant. So here's my walkway. I know you don't usually get to see the front of my yard. So I've got some corn growing. I've got my exotics here. I've got mostly potatoes. I've been planting potatoes. I have some cassava going. I have some Indian potatoes. And then I grow beans throughout, pole beans that'll grow up the tall things like the corn. And then I've got squashes growing throughout. It's kind of the same thing that the Native Americans would have done. In that they planted a mixture of crops together, just like that. So they would actually plant potatoes and corn and squash and beans. And that's what I did this year. Here's some beautiful, I think these are cauliflowers. Yeah, Yes, they're looking beautiful. They're just starting to look happier now that it's getting later in the season. Aren't they gorgeous? I just love these great big leafy greens. They make my life so happy in the fall. I've got some nice sunchokes, a couple stands of sunchokes. I've got a gumi tree that's trying to make it happen here. It's just a young'un, but hopefully next year we'll get something. I have a Korean spice bush. Anyone else have a Korean spice bush? Let me know. I've been under the impression that we're supposed to get berries from this thing, and I'm not sure whether it's because I don't have a male and a female. I kind of thought that they were self-pollinating, but I could be wrong. So this is a Korean spice bush, and we've had this here for 20 years and have never, ever gotten a berry. Hostas, nasturtiums all up the pathway. I just love that. It just welcomes you. Look at that. Oh, they make me so happy. So that's sort of my front yard. These are my pink anemones. They are not edible. Please do not eat these. They are fantastic for the pollinators. They just love them. You can come out here in the day and you can just hear the bees. I've got some asparagus I'm actually letting grow to bush and seed. This is one of its first years that it's growing, so I'm letting it do what it's got to do, and it's actually growing me some really nice seeds that I can save and replant. So that's great. Huge stand here of sunchokes, mostly because I didn't get to pull them last year, so I'm going to get a ridiculous amount of sunchokes from this, which is a good thing. But the thing with sunchokes is they don't store well, so you can't keep them for a long time. And then I've got tropicals and things like that in our little seating area. Stuff that's not edible, things that are just beautiful and that we love. I have the hoop house here, of course. That'll be covered with holly all through the winter and covering it from the snow. But the thing I'm most proud of this year is my little woodland garden that I've really revamped. This was just, this was just white pines and nothing else was really growing. So my neighbor had helped me cut up as high as we could reach the branches to let in a little bit more light. Here's my compost. Let it in a little bit more light. And now I have sort of created the edge of a woodland. And I've got all manners of herbs and flowers, medicinal plants, all kinds of beautiful perennial crops. I've been reusing my boxes until they just die on me. I have a toddler, so we get lots of Pampers boxes, lots of diaper boxes. So I fill them and I use that for garlics and for onions, pearl onions, all different varieties, so that I can get them to go. It's a good way to reuse them, and then they just deteriorate and die on you, and that's great. So in my woodland, and her table, of course, goodness gracious, I got all my junk here to show you. So I've got my fall planting already started. I've got kales and I've got cabbages. And I've got all kinds of leafy greens. I've got root veg. I've got my herbs that I'm harvesting at this point. I have some beautiful perennial flowers that are going through here, and they're really helping pollinate everything. I still have squashes and pumpkins going. Beautiful, huge squashes. This is a toad pumpkin. And I also have vines growing up my pines. So I'm really actively making this a permaculture garden. I have a fungus layer. I have spored with edible mushrooms. I have vines growing up my tall canopy. I have a smaller canopy. These will be trees. These will be trees. So I've got fruit trees, and then I've got large shrubs of bushes that will berry. This is a gumi as well. Josta berry. I've got Saskatoon berry. I've got some blackberries and raspberries out here. So then I have this shorter ground cover. So I've got the bearberry, things like that. I have northern sea oats. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or seen them, but I actually found some. And they produce these beautiful grains that you can eat. They're so pretty too as they grow. Anyways, I'm just yapping. I just wanted to come and show you. Show you a quick video. This is a nice dogwood. I've got another dogwood here, a kusa. I have a Musa Basju, a banana plant that I'm trying to establish a stand here for next year. So what happens is, now that the sunshine starts here, comes here, and the sun sets behind. So it gets dappled sunlight all day, and quite a bit of sun. There's a lot of vegetable plants and herbs and things like that that you can actually grow that are quite happy in the shade. Beans are happy in the shade. All these leafy greens, root veg, they're all happy. Beets, I've got radishes, I've got all sorts of herbs happy. You know, a lot of these berries are native and they are happy in a woodland setting. So they get that part shade, they get that dappled sun, and they're quite happy with that. Anyway, I'm gonna go in the back and finish off with you guys. But furthermore, we are 5 days out from the second last of the series of workshops I'm doing with JAHealing. This particular series was 5. So that we're looking at hitting 4th on Saturday. It's going to be 11 a.m. Good variety of plants. Yeah, it's a nice variety of plants. But see, I've been collecting, right? I do my research, and then if I happen to see it, it's so random that you see the things that you're looking for. I scoop them up because you may never see them again unless you want to start them from seed and order seeds, and that's kind of a pain, right? So, thank you, by the way. In my back, I have a wide variety of greens. I have more bananas, I've got amaranths, and I have more places that I just cleared out for fall gardening. Getting things ready for the fall and the winter. I can cover them with a just row cover poly, and I can extend my growing season a tremendous amount. I harvested my nectarines this week. I've been processing them. I've been busy with that. And the most important and the most fun thing about everything, one of my chickens, my very first chicken, laid her first egg. So we've had 2 eggs this week, and that's exciting. So I wasn't sure who it was, but then I caught her the second day, and I'm pretty excited about that. So good on her. Bless her little heart. She was having a hard time, but she made it happen. So that's pretty exciting. That's our first batch of chickens that we've ever had. And finally, after all the love and attention and effort that we've put into it, we finally got our golden eggs. So that's great. And I know once they start laying, they'll lay a lot more, and hopefully more of them will start laying. I have my apples still here, and I'm looking at them. I hope I don't have to pick them early, but I've got some beasts eating some things. But in the meantime, I've got some gorgeous apples. They're beautiful. I've been making my herbal tinctures this week, my medicinal tinctures for my fall and winter medicines. Harvesting my herbs. Yippee for your first egg. Can really appreciate all the hard work you've put in. Yes, I have. Blood, sweat, and tears. Like, I could cry just talking about it. It's been a lot of work, but you know, it's fulfilling work, and every year you hone your skills and you get a little bit better, and things work out a little bit more, and you experiment. Let me turn on my light. I've got my seedlings started for fall, so I'm trying to put the grow light on at night. But in the meantime, I've got a messy greenhouse that needs to be cleaned before fall, but I've got my herbs that I've been drying in small batches. I have to get them out of here. It's so hot that they're drying so fast, and I can just get batch after batch after batch done and then store them for the winter. It's a great place to do it because I have this screen door and the air goes through. I'm not really watering in there because I don't have a ton of plants in there right now. So it's the ideal place to do it, to dry them. I don't know where else to do it. I have so many things dry. I have seeds and stuff everywhere in the house, and it's just... So it's a great place to dry and hang your wide variety of spices and herbs. So that's handy, and I can get that all loaded for the fall. Yeah, it's been a good week though. The egg laying, that really made my week. Yeah, made my week. We've put a lot into this coop, and I got these chickens as babies. So we've been babying them since the end of March is when we got them, and I finally got my first egg. However, she's an early layer. She was a little bit older when we got her. The other ones, they could take up to 10 months. They're a little bit larger breed. So typically the larger the breed, the longer it takes for them to lay. It is what it is, right? So that's pretty exciting. What else? I don't know. I just feel like I'm sort of ahead of the game with the fall stuff. So getting the planting done, getting the seedling trays. I've got a lot of my little veggies started. all labeled and ready to go. I'm doing maybe a tray a day. That's going to feed us through the fall and through the winter. I have some quick crops in there of radishes, so that'll get us started really quickly. They don't like the hot summer. So they like that cooler weather. I have peas started. I've got beans started. I even did pole beans, an extra whole set of pole beans, and they're growing up a trellis, and that's fantastic, and they're doing well. They're already starting to bloom, a couple of them. So yeah, I'm just in harvest mode, but it makes me kind of sad at the same time because I know that winter's coming and that sucks. We're about 4 weeks away from fall. I think we'll have an early fall. I know this is an uncharacteristically warm week, but it's been uncharacteristically cool and super rainy. So it's such a strange extremes this year. I don't know where you guys are located, but are you seeing the extremes that we're seeing? We have crazy thunderstorms. We have super humidity. We've got super hot weather. Then we are in the 50s, and then it's cold, and then I don't even know. I don't even know what to cook in it. I don't know whether I'm going to barbecue or I'm going to make chili. So it's been a strange summer. So we have a ton of rain, and all of a sudden we get rain. In there, eh? Yeah. A lot of extremes, and the skies are crazy. All the wildfires that we've had in Ontario, we're getting tons of smoke, even all the way out here. We're in southern Ontario, so the fires are happening in northern and middle Ontario, but we're getting a lot of smoke here, and then we're even getting the smoke from the BC fires. So we're getting really strange skies, very strange sunsets, very strange days, just all over the map. But hey, keeps life interesting, I guess. You can just look at it that way. So getting ready. Last weekend we had a phenomenal workshop meeting on Saturday with a couple ladies, and we had some really great one-on-one help. Fires are no joke. They're the worst, right? It's making the air quality a lot worse. It's making it a lot more humid, and I think that that's probably why we're getting a lot more rain, is because the precipitation needs those particles in the air to fall, right? So I think that's probably why we're getting that too. That's all right though, because I haven't really had to water the garden a lot, so that's been such a blessing. Water prices have gone up like a belligerent amount. We're paying for it to go in, we're paying for it to go out, and the prices have gone up across the board. So if I would have had to water this whole summer, that would make me sad. But it's been pretty good, and I've saved some rainwater. Yeah, exactly. So I've saved some rainwater. It sucks because people in California get a fine if they even have a cup outside collecting rainwater accidentally. So it really just depends on where you are. It's a blessing I'm able to collect some water. The water from your hose does not do as good a job as when that rain comes down from the sky. You can see such a difference in the plants when they get that real rain. So I'm happy for tomorrow's thunderstorms, morning to evening. That's what they say. We'll see. The weather people are wrong a lot. So even if it rained half the day, I'd be pretty happy. I'm not mad at that at all. It just saves us a lot of drama. So yes, I'm walking through a very lush summer garden. Makes me happy. It's been a lot of work. It's still going to be work harvesting and hauling things in and prepping for fall and winter. But it's worth it knowing that I produce the food that we need and the medicines that we need. And damn it, I did it organically. I did it myself. I know where it came from start to finish. And that is a huge accomplishment. It may not be every job I want to get done. Unfortunately, there's not enough time in the day, and I have a 3-year-old, so good luck getting any time away. But in between that, I'm working my little butt off. So it's an accomplishment for sure. It brings me joy, and it brings me comfort, and it brings me peace that I've not only done it, but we have it here for us, and we're going to be okay. Prices are going up in food constantly. It's bananas when you go to the grocery store, the prices. You leave with 2 bags of groceries and you just spent $85 somehow, and you're like, I don't even know how that happened. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? How much is that? So the fact that I can grow the vast majority, been harvesting rainwater most, yes, but never enough, right? I do have some rain barrels. Haven't even hooked them up to the dang eaves troughs. I know, it's another job. The jobs never end. Again, trying to hone everything, right? Next year will be better. Next year I'll have it easier, hopefully. All I can do is what I can do. I'm just me. So, I hope that you guys are having a great summer. I hope that you're having a bountiful harvest. Or if you're just getting started, get some seeds in the ground. You can do it. You might need the food this fall and winter. Really? It just passes you. Yeah, we used to get that too. Here in Niagara, oh, there's thunderstorms everywhere, and it would just go right past us. But this summer, we've been super lucky to get the rain. I love rain. Rain is fantastic. Rain is refreshing. It regenerates everything, and it's way less work for me, and way less cost for me. So, that being said, I hope that you guys sign up. Pre-register for this workshop. I want to see your gardens. I want you guys to talk to me. Ask me questions about homesteading. Ask me questions about greenhouses and chicken coops and how to be more self-sustainable, how to make your own food, how to make your own medicines. How are you going to make this work? Is this viable? Is this a good solution for you? Can you do this for your family? I think it's going to have to be the way of the future because I just don't see how everyone is so strapped, how everyone's going to make it if we don't make an effort to do something that's outside of the system being reliant on it. It lets us down all the time, and we just act like it's not gonna. It's going to. Bottom is gonna fall out here. And you gotta be ready. You gotta be prepared. You gotta be organized. You have had to have done some application of your knowledge. Thanks for the tour. Everything was, thank you, Kevin. I much appreciate it. I got everything out here. It was all out today. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. So yes, I do hope that you guys take it seriously and really start to figure out how you can at least produce some of your food. Come join the workshop. I'm going to teach you how to make soil, how to amend your soil, what to do, how to start seeds, all that good stuff. What permaculture is, how to employ it, especially if you're in a small space. As you see, I'm in the suburbs. My neighbors are everywhere. I am not on a large piece of land, but I am doing a lot of farming on my small space because I'm taking full advantage of every space that I've got. Every year I focus on something different. This year was my woodland, and it's just filling in now. You don't see you see what I see. All these pots that I've had, all the seedlings. See how much work I've done? But this will all fill in. And next year is going to be a lot of perennials here. This is a lot of perennial crops or things that will reseed themselves or they're biennials. It's a lot less work for me. I'm going to have food. I know it's coming up. Even if I don't start seeds, even if I don't start planting, I'm going to have them come back. They're going to come back, and they're going to come back religiously. Bless their hearts. So putting that a little extra effort in and a little extra work, a little bit more research, just, more organization, being prepared. Come talk to me. Let's talk homesteading. Let's talk permaculture. Let's talk self-sufficiency. Because I know if I can do it here in a zone, I'm a 6 now. We were bumped up from a 5B. If I can do it here in Canada, I know wherever you guys are, surely you guys can do it too. And you probably have way more options than I do. So you see the creativity I've put in. And just being smart about my microclimates on my property. And I'm just streaming the microclimates on my property and making sure that I'm making full use of all the spaces and finding plants that'll work there. That's what I'm doing. Anyways, gotta go. My baby needs me, apparently. Thank you. Pre-register. Go to JAHealing.com or one of their social media pages on JAHealing on Instagram or Facebook. Pre-register for the workshops. There's 2 left. Okay? This Saturday and next Saturday in this workshop series. So you'll see me in the future too, but for this series, you're only going to have 2 more. So get on it. I hope you do. Be a champion on your homestead or wherever you are in your kitchen today. See you soon. Bye.